Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. The disastrous tour of Australia has just ended. And what is disheartening is that India lost to a very mediocre Australian team. This is not like the 2011 team from Australia, which whitewashed India. And India had some great players at the time who also were at the end of their game. But this particular series, if you have to make a root cause analysis, you really can't put your finger onto one or two points. It is just a colossal failure. I think there's blame to go around, starting with the Board of Cricket Control in India. I'm not sure whether the Board of Cricket Control has any kind of bylaws or rules and regulations on players' conduct. I just can't imagine how does a player decide when and where he's going to enter and join the team. He may be a captain or maybe anybody else. Look at Rohit Sharma. He's done this before. Every single time, if you have personal reasons, family reasons, we respect it. Don't play. Stay home. Family life is very important and we understand that. But every single time you're doing this and you destroy the entire fabric of the team. This is where the Board of Cricket Control has to be very strict with their rules and regulations and player conduct. You just can't do what you like. You're representing India, 1 billion people plus, who are really fanatic followers of the game. And then players, we really need to know how many family members can a player take with them on a tour. Is it just your significant other or it's your whole family? We need to know. Or can you take your whole village? I mean, the case of Virat Kohli, it looks like he was on a family vacation there. I mean, what's going on here? You're in a professional tour. You may be a great player, but you can't have a hybrid kind of a situation where I'm going to play also, I'm going to be with my family also. It's not acceptable. Who does it? I've never seen this being done before. How does a board of cricket control has so much slack that it allows these so-called superstars to do what they want? And look at the case of Ashwin. This was a pre-planned retirement. He had made up his mind that something goes wrong on the tour, I'm going to call it quits. You can't do that. He has to be more patriotic. I'm a huge fan of Ashwin. I think he's the greatest bowling all-rounder India has produced after the great Kapil Dev. But you can't be just doing something like that. You basically distracted the whole team. You took the focus away from the game. People, instead of practicing the game, they were talking about your retirement. What's going on, guys? You just decided that you're going to retire. And Ashwin, you know what? You're disgruntled in many ways. I think BCCI has been very fair to you. Last time when your family was sick in the middle of a game, they made arrangements for you to go just for a day and come back. So you know what? Be gracious. Don't just keep on having this, chip on your shoulder where everybody's against you. Unfortunately, on away tours, you are India's best spin bowler. There's no question about it. Jadeja, because of his better batting and fielding skills, got a nod. That too on 50% of the occasions. Don't hold it against people. It's one of those things. You played 100 test matches for India. Somebody allowed you to play, right? So please get out of this victim mentality. And anyway, these are three things which BCCI should have taken charge of. Going on to the selectors, you know what? I'm going to give them a pass. They chose the best team under the circumstances. That's all. There's nothing to discuss there. You really can't put any blame on them. The coach, Gautam Gambhir, you know what? I'm going to give him a pass too. I don't know how much autonomy he had in these decisions of Rohit Sharma, of Virat Kohli, of Ashwin, making these family decisions and personal decisions, and God bless their families. We have nothing against them. You know what? You have a right to your personal life is your personal life, but do not try to bring it along with your professional life. That's not fair to the followers of the game. It was a distraction, obviously. It mattered. You're not with the team. You're not with the team meetings, obviously. You're picking and choosing when you're going to come. You can't do stuff like that. Sorry, man, Virat. We have to point it out. This is an unfiltered program, and I'm going to. This is a straight shooting program. There's no conflict of interest here. We have to say it the way it shows to us. Yeah. And then regarding players' performance, I think overall, overall, the team performed very poorly. There were only three players who performed to expectation. That was the great Bumrah and a generational player, maybe Yashasvi Jaiswal, and I think Rishabh Pant as a keeper. He's a keeper, and he comes into the team as a keeper. His batting is a bonus, so please don't even bring his batting here. What you bring, he's like this generation's Kapil Dev. You leave him alone, please, especially Sunil Gavaskar. Leave this kid alone. You did this mistake with Kapil Dev when you dropped him in 1984 after the Delhi Test match. That's the only way players like that play the game. They'll win you games. They're losing games. They don't lose games for you because they're all rounders. Look at Ian Botham. He'll win you games. Of course, he's going to fail. So what? That's not his job to succeed in every game. And Rishabh Pant's job is not to bat in every game. Look at the Sydney Test match. See what he did. He knows on difficult situations, his counter-attacking hitting is the only way to get you out of trouble. And he was the top run scorer in both innings. Technique or no technique on those wickets, everybody is not a Rahul Dravid or a Sunil Gavaskar to play technically correct on difficult conditions. Most people are average players or good players at best. On difficult conditions, they're going to fail. So you need a Botham or a Kapil Dev or a Rishabh Pant. So leave him alone. Don't criticize him, please. Let the kid be himself. He'll do great for India. Trust me. Okay. And regarding Rohit Sharma's captaincy, he's one of the greatest white ball players to have played the game. There's no discussion on that. But he's not obviously a great what do you call a red ball player. His performances outside of India are appalling. This is his fourth Test tour to Australia, and he's laid an egg every single time. So he's not such a good player outside of India. People like Rahane, Pujare were way superior to him on away conditions. So you know what? When a captain doesn't perform well, obviously he cannot lead the team. I can't understand how was Bumrah allowed to play all 5 Test matches back to back. Bumrah's action and his body mechanics do not allow him to do that. Bumrah is a different kind of a bowler. He needs rest. He should have been rested after either the Brisbane Test or the Melbourne Test. And he was heard telling Rohit Sharma, guy, this is enough and I can't bowl anymore. And in spite of that, you made him bowl an unnecessary spell at Brisbane on a game which was drawn. I mean, come on, guy, your captaincy left a lot to be desired, Rohit. All in all, this was a disastrous tour, one of the worst tours India's had. And what really bothers you is that they lost to a very mediocre Australian team. Apart from the bowlers, this team was pretty below average. I mean, only thing I admire about this team is that Stephen Smith is on the decline. He's not the same player which he was 4 or 5 years back. Stephen Smith had a very ordinary tour, and the reason he succeeded is because of his intelligence. This man is the most intelligent batter in the game. I'll tell you why. Look at that World Championship series against, I think the one-off game against India. He went to England, played county cricket to prepare himself only for that game. And what? He scored 100 and won the game for India. This is how great players think ahead. And even this tour, he knew that Bumrah was unplayable. And these two openers, Bumrah just was gobbling them, every single time they came to bat. And in the very first spell, Steve Smith was exposed and he got out. So once the openers gave some kind of a start, Stephen Smith was on his game. He knew that if I score 20, 30 runs without Bumrah being there, because other Indian bowlers were pretty ordinary. I mean, they were pathetic, I would say. On helpful conditions, they bowled very poorly, every single one of them. So all Steve Smith had to do was come back, 20, 30 runs on the board. When Bumrah comes for his second spell, he's in a better situation to leave the balls or do whatever it takes to survive and then get 100. So this is how he got his 200s, sheerly by intelligence. This guy's on the decline. You can obviously see it. He's not the same player he was. This is what people like Virat and others have to do. When they're on the decline, you see how you prepare yourself for the game. You can't play the moving ball. Go to county cricket. Play in minor counties. Do whatever. As far as I'm concerned, this whole team has to be put on notice and if not gutted completely, apart from these 3 players I just mentioned, Jaiswal, Bumrah, Fit, and Rishabh Pant. And you know what? Whether you play Ranji Trophy, Dalip Trophy, domestic cricket, county cricket, or what have you have to play. There is no guaranteed selection, and if Virat has to go to England, he has to play county cricket or domestic cricket. Nobody's a superstar anymore. So guys, this is my take, my unfiltered, my take with no conflict of interest. And thank you for watching. This is Dr. Raj Desai signing off.